Swashbucklers Blue vs. Gray. This was released in 2007 on the PC and the PS2. This is kind of a pirate life game with a backdrop during the American Civil War between the North and the South. You start off in a town and you're greeted by a local drunk who has a magical floating liquor bottle. Oh yay, we're off to a good start, aren't we? You'll be playing the role as Abraham, who apparently has a split personality. Now, the only use of this plot element is so your other half can be used in tutorials, or maybe explain some of the plot when there's no one around to tell you. It's kind of implemented pretty badly. First off, this is kind of a role-playing game. You have various towns to explore, all with shops and missions to go on, and you have a leveling up system and an inventory screen where you can equip various weapons or carry weapon ammo and items. Exploring the world is all done with your ship. You can travel to various ports and attack other ships. It's totally free exploring, so you can go wherever you want. However, certain quests or story missions will have you going to specific places, of course. And when you're not doing missions, no ships will attack you. Now, that might seem like a flaw, but it would actually be quite the nightmare if they did, trust me. Both your character and your ship start off pretty weak, so you'll take on quests to gain XP for your character and money to improve your ship. You'll be asked to deliver a certain good like alcohol to a port and make some cash. You can then use that money to buy new weapons or engines for your ship, or buy swords and guns for your character. But the funnest way to make money and get free items is to raid other ships. You'll enter the sea battle area where you and another ship will just blast weapons at each other. Once you damage the enemy ship enough, you can actually board the ship. The game then turns into this Dynasty Warriors brawling type ship raid where you have to cut through countless enemy waves all by yourself. But it's certainly not very deep combat, just whack the attack button pretty much. You can switch to your gun, which has limited ammo depending on how much you're carrying, but you're really better off just using the sword. After a while, you'll have a final sword duel with the ship's captain. You have a high or low attack and a couple of super attacks. As you attack, your blue meter at the top drains, and when it's out, you'll have to block to recharge it. But just like the brawler part before it, there's not much to this. Very few attacks. It's not very deep. So you take the ship, you steal its cargo, its weapons, and now you have the choice of sending it to the auction to make lots of cash or keep the ship for yourself. And I will tell you that it's incredibly satisfying to beat a ship 2 or 3 times stronger than yours. Here I had my wooden ship decked out with Gatling guns, and I beat out this metal armored ship. I used Gatling guns, which are a close range weapon, so I got close to them and I just pretty much chewed them up. And getting that ship was one heck of an upgrade. Other ways to make money and XP is through Fisticuffs. You'll find these matches at the local bars. They play like the ship captain battles, except you're using your fists instead of a sword. Now, all the opponents are exactly the same with the exception of a reskin. You do at some point have a champion match, and this guy's different, but the rest of them are all the same. And much like the ship captain battles, the AI is so stupid and their moves are so limited, it's just not challenging. And the amount of money you make off these things are so low, it's barely worth your time. Leveling up gives you points to put into 3 categories, sword attack, gun attack, and defense. I would say avoid putting points into the gun, you're really not going to need it after a bit. This game also has a perk system. These perks can range from more ammo for your ship, or your ship moves faster, or new attacks and blocks can be opened up in combat. The block is something you should get almost immediately. It makes you almost untouchable in combat. You just block, attack, nobody can touch you. You can get a toss your sword at the group of baddies attack, or cast a magic spell? Yeah, this game does start to get a little weird. Later on during one of the story missions, you end up fighting some skeletons during the American Civil War. Okay, yeah. But I will say the most interesting missions are indeed the story missions. This is mainly though because you have a lot of interesting boss battles. They're often pattern style fights like traditional brawler type games, but I found them to be the thing I was looking forward to most in the game. Some of them are pretty fun, I'll give it that. The story itself, well, it was just told terribly. The dialogue in this game consists of something like, "I need you to stop the arms trader Bill Lango." And your character Abraham would reply, "Oh, that's a stupid name, ha ha ha." Or you're asked to deliver a letter by ship to another port, and your character says, "What do I look like, a delivery boy? Ha ha ha." It is just so terribly written. And the ending to this game, it is awful. When I was done, I didn't even think I'd beat the game. It just ended with some dialogue that sounded like the creators were joking that they didn't put an ending in it. And then after that, the game kept going, and I was like, okay, no ending? Jeez. So overall, we have a action RPG mixed with Sid Meier's Pirates, Dynasty Warriors, Soul Edge, Fight Night, and Fallout. And all this sounds great when it's mixed together, but the problem is all this is just a bunch of watered down versions of them. It's not very in-depth. This game does a lot of things, but it doesn't do anything really well. Well, maybe the ship battles. The ship battles were kind of cool, I'll give it that. Along with its awful storytelling, this thing is surprisingly easy. I never died fighting any of the brawl missions, never died at a boss battle, I never died boxing, and I never died fighting the captains, not once. And that's mainly because this game just really isn't that complex. I did die in some ship battles, but mainly because I was unprepared or taking on a ship that was a little too strong. But I didn't die too often in that either. Along with that, you have that back and forth questing type thing, which gets a little tiring too. Now, the thing is, can you enjoy this game? Well, yeah, there's just enough in here to get a medium experience. It's kind of fun, but it just lacks so much, there's a lot to be disappointed about. Still, this game is kind of a hit or miss. It's just one of those titles that border on good or bad. So depending on your tastes and expectation bar, this one could go either way. For me, it kind of went on the good side of the border, but I will say just barely. So anyway, there you have it, Swashbucklers, Blue versus Gray. Thanks for watching.